So, this is pictures of Tony Podesta's artwork that he had. And for those of you who don't know, Tony Podesta is a big wig in Washington, worked with the Obamas, different campaigns, different seats that he held, and just a big wig, you know. But he and his brother. So, flipping through YouTube, I was thinking about making a Pizzagate video because I make these racial hoax videos so everybody realizes, and my disdain for the people that fall for them and the actions taken and the race war and the white genocide, all that's real. But in the end, I know that they make these hoaxes and they divert the people for a reason. And back in 2014-15, whenever all this Pizzagate stuff started coming out, that was around the time that, and they preemptively did it in 2013 with the Ferguson, with the Mike Brown and all that. But around that time, they knew that the Pizzagate stuff was about to break. And so they hit you with all the racial hoaxes and psyops. But the reason why is because the Pizzagate shit's real. I mean, I have inside information on a lot of that. Yet the truth is my mother's a counselor, and back years ago when we were living in San Diego, I was a kid, 13, 14 years old. My mother was a counselor, and at that time, she started a group. She noticed that people were messed up, mentally screwed, man. Some people. And she wanted to find out the reasons, and she found them out. She started a group for incest survivors and victims of sexual abuse. And she had the group going for a while, and it wasn't long until she asked me to come along and come with her. I was a big kid, for my age, 6'2", 180 pounds at 15 years old. So I went with her. And she never did explain to me exactly why she wanted me to go, but I figured she wanted, the safety of her son to be there. But one of the things that happened is that I got to hear all that. And, it was shocking as a child, but anyway, she got to know some of these people, and she got to know them real well. I got to hear some stories that you don't tell in front of a group. And so, needless to say, whenever people talk about dismemberment, child sacrifice, and all the things that the Pizzagate stuff brought out, it goes way further than just current times, last 10 years. I mean, we all know Franklin cover-up. People talk about Hunter S. Thompson really being a snuff film purveyor. People said that he was out there in the forest, the 2,700 acres outside of San Francisco called the Bohemian Grove, that Alex Jones supposedly entered and filmed, undercover. But we all know he probably, he's a member. So these things have been going on for years. I mean, even further back, when we hear of nobility bathing in children's blood. So anyway, they divert us. They don't want us to see that these kinds of things are real. So my question is, what are they diverting us with this coronavirus? What's really going on that's so big that they need people not to see? It just seems so strange that they had this in the wings, waiting in the wings, and they obviously did. And we've all been, you see those videos on YouTube about the predictive programming of 9/11. They're pretty popular and everything. And 9/11's strange because anyone in my family and around my friends know that a lot of people text me on 9/11 and hit me up and call me. Every 9/11 since it happened, even on 9/11 they called me. And the reason why is because prior to 9/11, about a week prior, there was a family get-together. And You know, I was 27 years old. I had a couple of kids, but I've always been wide awake to all this kind of stuff. You know, conspiracy related hoax, all that, numerology, everything. So, anyway, we had a family get together, and my uncles always tested me on all the different kinds of conspiracies and how awake I was, you know. So the conversation came to America and the superpower that it was. And my uncles are straight up patriots, and I am too. And you know, as far as the people of this country, we love our country. We, you know, I think you guys know that if you listen to my videos. I love my people. So anyway, one of my uncles in particular started really razzing me on that we could never be attacked, and that this country's, you know, it's so big and so powerful that there would be no way that anyone would ever attack it. And I told him that was untrue. And he said, well, how in the world could you ever attack it? So I said, well, what you'd do is you'd take an airplane full of people and you'd slam it into the Superdome during the Super Bowl, or you'd slam it into the, I didn't say World Trade Centers, but I said the big building in Chicago there, you know. They renamed it. But anyway, Sears Tower is what they used to call it. I said, you'd do that, and then you'd blame it on, you know, terrorists, you know, and then you'd have your war. And I said, that is how you do it. You do it from the inside. And so I called 9/11, because about a week later, after I said that at the family get-together in front of everybody, it happened. So people were calling me on the very day that it happened and asking me, you know, how the hell did you know? How'd you? I said, I didn't know, but I mean, and see, come to find out, it was predictive programming that I had probably watched over the years. And it just, you know, some people are more in touch with things than others. So, you know, I'm not some prophet or anything. I knew. So that shook me awake even further to know that I could see these things. And so whenever when I talk about racial hoaxes and psyops, believe that they're racial hoaxes and psyops. There's nothing true under that you'll ever see on the television. I always raised my children. I said, if you see something on the TV, anything, know, you know, that it's fake, it's staged, those are actors. Those people that sit in front of the TV at night on TV, they're all on the news or on Seinfeld or anything you watch. You know, they have their SAG cards, their Screen Actors Guild Award, Guild cards, and they're actors, you know. And they're CIA operatives. I mean, Anderson Cooper is a CIA trained actor, you know, to bring the psyops to the people. If you recall Sandy Hook, I mean, he was deep entrenched. But anyway, the Pizzagate, you know, real. They do these things. Hundreds of thousands of children go missing. I know a lot of them are runaways. A lot of them are taken by their parents, and it's reported as, you know, missing children. I get it. But there's still hundreds of thousands of children that go missing a year in this country and in Europe. It's just insane, you know. And they want that white, pure blood children. Yeah. And in Haiti, they took the black babies. You know, woman got busted, Hillary's buddy, for stealing those kids, 33 of them. And therein lies the problem. Because when you see the number 33, you got to mirror it. 2 3s, put them together. That creates an 8. Well, what is an 8? It's just a sign of infinity. Ouroboros, you know. They're going to keep on doing these hoaxes forever. So when you see the number 33 in anything, that's them telling each other, hey, you know, this is one of ours. This is a story that's ours. So, you know, act accordingly. And they do. So the Pizzagate, I mean, it's encoded with everything. Nothing can be trusted. I'm just telling you guys, you know, a personal story of things I heard. You know, women saying that sacrifices were done in front of them, cannibalism, you name it. I've heard it all. So, and I believe these women. I know they went through things, and they had alter personalities, and I know they went through things that are mind-stretching, because they did while I knew them. So, and I won't even go into it, but it's true. So, you know, that's what we got. That's what I had for you today. It's just a thought. Like I said, start doing thoughts. But that came into my mind. As you can see, a lot of things do. So, It's just that we're all in the house now. People are staying in the house now, and so am I. I'm noticing that they want to keep you in the house. They want to keep you out. And I was just thinking, why? What are we hiding that's so global? And then I watch these channels, the Impossible Channel and all those. They put the music over and make it. But I'm watching, the channels with the sounds from all around the world, those crazy sounds, big bangs, and stuff they don't know what it is, lights in the sky, for long durations, all around the world. And UFO sightings and all this crazy stuff. But, at what point do you say to yourself, there has to be something to this? Because, these conspiracy theorist people have always said that, there's an Agenda 21 and there's Agenda 30. And I thought maybe we had more time, but, they're rolling it out. This is it, guys. Whether or not it's a hoax is inconsequential now, because the people are actually falling for it, and it's happening. If you didn't have food and stuff, you're screwed. Because everybody's going to they're buying what they see on the TV, and they go to the store and they buy hundreds of dollars worth of food and rat hole it, which just screws everybody else. If they wouldn't fall for this stuff and wouldn't just go out and be lemmings, then there would be more than enough for everyone, and we could just keep it going. Because what really happens with stuff like this is, I'm sub to this lady. She's a dock worker in LA, and she was showing that there was no. She showed pictures prior, older stuff of the docks with, those containers stacked, to hundreds of feet in the air. And then she showed, last week or a couple of days ago, and there was nothing coming from China, at all. Obviously, they've put their people indoor. They were out there riding, and now they're not. They were out there working, and now they're not. Things might be getting back to normal, but there's nothing coming across. In fact, I got a new iPhone. That's what I'm shooting this on. It was the last one in the city I'm in. AT&T had no more left. So, things like that. It takes a while to get things started again. That's all I'm saying. So, there's another disjointed video from Jack Torrance. So take it for what it is. A lot of information in there. So